Okay, I'm in the garage, and first thing I noticed here is we have condensing lines and this on the inside of the insulation, this side of the insulation of here, but then there's another set right here that should be also. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. The problem you run into is that those condensing lines, if they're not exposed to this side of the wall, which is the heat, they'll tend to freeze up where they go outside and block the drain. So then the heat and air doesn't work, and you're like, why is it not working? So I need to call the heat and air guy about that. But let's see, how can I do the ceiling here? Well, let's do this wall, continue on the wall. I've got switches, the outlets over here. We got one outlet right in the middle of this little offset at counter height, basically. And then here, all of this 7 1/4, that's 4 1/2 at 12, at 13, 14 inches over. Got our, what is that? Closet. Oh, okay. Now see here, I didn't even catch this. There's a wire up there for a light. Right there. The only reason I caught that was because of this note right here. And then there's an outlet, one stud over. So, trying to dodge the ladders here. Just want to make sure there's no, you see writing like this, it makes you think something might be there. Oh, here, outlet. Let me get back. And all of our framing is stacked for structural purposes. So there's all of our trusses. And I want to try to get one sweeping view of the ceiling. So, and we got three-way garage, three-way switch there, an outlet there. What I really need to do is get back far enough where I can see the whole wall to some extent. That gives me more of a perspective where things are. Outlet, plumbing, outlet. And might as well just do the ceiling now. We got one light over the, see if I can point to it. One light over the workbench area and a receptacle there. What's that for? Oh, it must be a smoke detector. That makes sense. And then coming back, 1, 2, 3, 4 trusses. We have the register for the HVAC, which is the only one in here in the garage. Just wanted a little bit of heat. So there's a lot going on in this ceiling. So I'm just going to kind of scan it and try to locate the light fixtures is the main thing. I mean, all this other stuff is going to be hidden. It's just too big to do a good job of this. I feel like I'm zoomed in. But you can see here, there's where our condensate lines and drain lines go over there. And so if I was going to try to locate the garage lights, and see, unfortunately these wires are notorious for getting covered up. So starting back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trusses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, the wire for the lights on this end are there. So, and then you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You go 7 more trusses. So we got light. Where's the wire? Here. Going 7 more. The light's there. And those line up with lights adjacent on the other side. So you got one over here. And I'm pointing for my own benefit, not yours, just to make sure I've got it located properly. And then again, you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the wire's hanging down right there for the other one. This one's kind of lined up. Not really, but almost lined up with the corner there. And then these, this row's, these two are, I guess it's just one there, lined up with the, almost with the door down there. Ideally, if I had somebody to help me, I'd get them run a tape out and we just dimension this stuff. But, and there's the receptacle for the garage, the lift motor, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the 8th truss back in the middle. Can you see all that stuff? And remember where it is up in there? Okay. Now in this little foyer area, I don't have to worry too much about the ceiling. We're going to have a drop ceiling in here. But I am curious about that bundle of wires there, what that is. So I will ask, where does it go? Huh. I think that must be connected to some floodlights. I'm not sure. I have to ask the electrician. So it's just one receptacle in the middle. Well, it's actually not in the middle, because the middle would be in the center of that window. It's about, I would say, from the edge of the window, about 3 to 5. Well, that's not a very accurate measurement, is it? I'll just show you that. Got this one center stud that goes all the way up. Then there's this jack, this cripple. Then about 1.5 inch space, and then a stud. Another cripple that's nailed on the side of that. And over here we just have the switches. I'll video that. Flood. Starting to get dark in here now, so I've got one receptacle by the door there, and that is the only electrical in here besides the light And I don't have to worry again about this ceiling. That receptacle is for the hall. That's it in here. The ceiling is also going to be dropped. But I do have an outlet there. And a switch box there. And again, I know the math because I know this is 5.5, inch and a half, inch and a half. So I know where that is just by looking at the framing. Uh-oh. And then we just have our thermostat wire there. And most of this stuff can be located from inside that utility room because it's not going to have drywall on it. Now, this is where I may suffer from not having a flashlight. Well, let's see, I do have a flashlight, but is it bright enough? That's what I need to do, is start using a laser pointer. Okay, so I'm in the man cave, and I'm trying to do this quick. I have a receptacle there, which is from the end out there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 studs back. And then I was thinking, yeah, we had a quad. So let's see. Yeah, that's cable. That's cable there. Coax and Cat 5e. And there's the quad right next to it for the TV. And then here's another receptacle. And another receptacle right there. Just in case you can't see it, it's like 3 studs from the right. Or just, I'm talking to myself really, because I'll be the one watching this video if I have to find something. There was a receptacle on this wall. Oh, there it is, up there. There's like a bunk bed that goes up here. And that's like from the corner, 1, 2, 3, 4 studs. And then we got some wiring. Our service cable's hanging down. There's a, I think I'm zoomed in. Shoot. Got a receptacle in the middle of that wall. 1, 2, 3, 4 studs over. And then 1, 2, basically from the corner, another one there. Am I even pointing at it? Yeah. And then here we start our other kitchen. I may have to come back tomorrow and do this in the daylight. Refrigerator box. Refrigerator outlet, receptacle, another outlet, and so under cabinet lighting again. Push this, well, I'm gonna have to come back when I have a better flashlight so I can view the entire wall, because what you really need to do is to be able to see the stuff and all the studs at the same time, so you can just print out, I can just print out a view of that wall and I'll know where everything is. So I'll come back and bring a better flashlight tomorrow. Okay, I'm in the man cave, starting here on this wall. Switches right here, and 1 stud over, Got an outlet, and right above it is our wire for our cabinet, under cabinet lighting. And then there's another outlet in the corner on layout from that direction. Right here we have an outlet. This is what's so silly about the code. Is that an outlet? Might be a switch. Anyway, it's electrical. I'm going to push this back in the wall under cabinet lighting, that far off. And then we've got our sink drain. This is what bugs me about the plumbers. They don't leave a lot sticking out of the wall. So the drywall guys sometimes cover those up. That's why I'm doing this. And then there's our supply lines for the hot and cold water. That's that far off. Okay, there's our under cabinet lighting. Push it back in the wall. Outlet and shoot under cabinet light. I'm pushing those back in the wall because I'd rather cut a hole up higher, reach in and grab it, and stick it down exactly where it goes, because they never pull it through in the exact right spot. And then there, that's a refrigerator. I think I got most of this wall in my previous video. My battery ran out, and I didn't get this stuff right here. This is the washer and dryer, the washer supply box, and yeah, and there's the vent, and there's the mechanical vent, the fan, because we were over 40 feet, we had to have that, and we're going to have an accessible ceiling in here, so we don't have to worry about getting to that. And that's it. Well, there's the receptacle for the washer. Oh, that's for both. The reason that's a gray box, I guess, is because it's 220 and works for both. And there's a light right in the middle, lined up with the register. That's what you do. You find relationships so that, in this case, I don't have to count joists. I can just say, hey, it's in the middle of the room right there, in the middle of the register, if they cover it up. This is weird. I just caught this. We added this door, but we didn't move the light switch. I might have to ask the owner about that. Okay, I just called the electrician, and we're going to move that switch right there to here, because this is the wall, the little door we added. And this is the utility area. It's got 2 heating and air conditioning units in it. Electrical panels. We got a 400 amp service, so we've got 2 200 amp panels. We obviously don't need all of that, but it's nice to have the space to expand into if you need to. And we also have a water heater, an inline instantaneous water heater going here, and a water filtration system. So this is a busy little room. Our HVAC system is zoned. We've got 3 zones upstairs. We have one for the master suite area, one for the living area that has the large ceilings, the tall ceilings, and then one for the guest bedroom suite. So that's how I like to do my heat and air systems. Get them zoned, and you can got plenty of control over the temperature in each of those zones. And of course, the downside of that is that you have a return for each zone, so it gets busy. This is the bathroom downstairs, and right here we have outlet, water supply, drain, DWV, whatever. And then we have all this wiring in the wall so we can reach in and grab. Let me get a broader picture. So we can reach in and grab it just about anywhere for the lighting for the vanity. And then for some reason, oh, that's the heat vent light. This is going to have a really fancy drop ceiling in it too, so we'll be able to get to. And that's just garbage hanging from the ceiling. There's our toilet. Really nothing on the tub walls except obviously the plumbing and the vent up. This is the vent for the bathroom. There's our 4-gang box. There's your picture of the electrical notes. This is the hallway, and there's our layout. Comes from that end. It looks like, I don't know what the layout is. Looks like it's centered on each end, so that is that far away from the corner. It's a switch. Then in the middle, relative middle, we have the outlet and all these little notes. And then just can lights, which we're going to change out. And nothing on this wall. Under the stair, we just have light fixture right there. So I don't think there's any receptacles or anything in this room. Installation, guys. Supposed to clean up goobers. We had our framing inspection, and the inspector, God bless him, he realized that we had more than 12 foot of rise from our floor upstairs to our basement floor. Now this is sort of an incidental thing for me, or it's, I don't know, it's not a life safety issue. But the reason it's that way is because at the last minute we raised up the height of our concrete wall to allow better drainage and grading out front. And also, the way I hang the floor trusses on the wall, that's not the top of the wall. You can't tell, but the wall goes up 2 feet higher than the bottom of the trusses. The reason I do that is because it puts the entrance lower to the ground outside, and you have maybe 1 step down to the grade. But anyway, the code says if you have more than 12 feet of rise from one floor to the next, you must have a landing somewhere in that, in that stair system. Well, we have 12 foot 10, and to me, that's just a little over, it's a riser and a half. And I think it's silly, but we have to deal with it. So what we're going to do is go to the Construction Board of Appeals, and I'll try to document that process. We're going to ask that they allow us to put a handrail on both sides of the wall going up the stair to just add extra, you know, protection against somebody getting tired, because the idea is that if you have a landing somewhere in that rise, that they can rest. I don't know, yeah, it's, to me they can still rest. They can stop on a riser, but my fat butt can get up these stairs fine. I don't know what the issue, well, I know what the issue is, I just think it's silly. In residential, they should allow the homeowner to make that decision. But that's just my libertarianism coming out. Anyway, I just thought that was an interesting tidbit. The worst case scenario is that we have to actually put a landing here on the bottom riser, extend it 3 feet, and then there would be another tread. You can see how silly that would be just to meet code. So back in 1992 I became a certified building inspector, so I am familiar with the codes, okay, and I understand and respect the system. Of course now, let's see, that was the standard building code I was certified under. This, we're now using the International Building Code. So I'm no longer certified, or I'm not certified in that code system. But I understand and know what the codes say. But, so you might be asking, well, how did you miss that? Well, like I said, we made a change during the process. And anyway, long story short, here's our, this is the wire for our garage door controller. So I'm going to tuck it in the wall here. And I know where it is because it's on the same side as that outlet with switch box. It's a 2-gang box, 3-gang box. And what I will do is I'll put my hand up like that, and I'll say right there is where the wire is. And I'll poke a little hole and pull it through. So that concludes this long drawn out pre-drywall checklist and inspection that I do. You can see I found several issues. I think I taped this on several different occasions, so it may be kind of choppy, but yeah, because you can see now the insulation has been put in over the garage, in the garage ceiling. So, but I know where everything is above that. If I have to get to it. So, all right. Now all I gotta do is call and get the insulation guys to clean it up like they said they would. Nice.